but those have a lot more red tape to them. You want to stay away from the red tape, okay? When you start getting into your mentorship with Kwame, he'll tell you the reasons why. I'm just making the suggestion that you stay away from them. The LLC is what we are recommending for everyone who applies for a business. You want to make your business an LLC. Kwame will tell you the reason why. So once you have applied for this, and you wait to get your letter back from the state of North Carolina saying that they have approved your name, and you're going to get the email first, and then after the email, you're going to get your documentation. We're living in the age of COVID, so it's always quicker to get everything that you need from getting it through electronically. So we do recommend that you ask for electronic transfer of your documents. Then you're going to go to this page. This is the IRS, the place where everybody hates unless you're getting a refund. So when you get here, you're going to type in your EIN. You're going to type in EIN in here, and you're going to search. You want to apply. You see, this is highlighted, and that's where you want to be. You want to apply for an EIN number. An EIN number is the short term for an employee identification, an employer identification number. You're the employer, and this is what you will pay you will use this number for your W-2 employees, your 1099 employees, every employee that you come into business with, you will utilize this when you're giving them their documents for the end of the year tax purposes. You will also use this number if someone hires you for a service. Then you will have to fill out the form that we call a W-7. And that's something that's a freebie. You don't need it right now, but it's one of the documents that you'll have to apply, to fill out when you are hired by another company to do work for them. Okay? So when you fill out this form, there are a series of questions that you have to answer. And one of them is going to be your business name. When you do your business name, before you get to that part, you see here, there's a list of different types of EIN numbers you can get. You can get the sole proprietor, you can get the partnership, the corporation, the limited liability company, which is also known as the LLC. You can get the estate or the trust. Okay? Additional types may include exempt or government type of organization. Whatever you choose on this page will dictate what the next page looks like for you. So we're going to click the LLC. It gives you a definition of what an LLC is, and I suggest that just so you'll familiarize yourself with what an LLC is, that you go and you either click on this page or you Google LLC so you'll understand the details of what it is, so you'll know what you're signing up for, okay? Then it asks you a question. either read up on it, or you could hire someone that has done it a million times and could probably do it with their eyes closed, and I will get you set up. Okay? So, do you have any questions? Yes, ma'am?
What's your small fee?
Well, we can have a consultation. It depends on which way you want to go. And we can discuss that individually. Okay? Yes, ma'am?
I was told from North Carolina that the business license is not required.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know who told you that,
Okay.
but that's incorrect. You
Okay.
do need, in order to operate a business in the state of North Carolina, the state of North Carolina has got to be one of the most greediest states ever when it comes to taxes. So any way they can get taxes, they want. So you don't want to find yourself operating a business without a license, because that can have a whole lot of other ramifications on the other end. There are fines associated with it. You can get on blacklist and not able to open a business. There are a lot of things that can happen to you if you get caught.
Yeah, I went down to the city of Wilmington down in Chestnut, and I was looking for the office to
It's
register.
in Raleigh.
Well, I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, it's in Raleigh.
Because I've been not registered, but did the DBA name, I did that a while ago.
So now what you need to do is to take care of your business license, and you want to make sure that you utilize the DBA that you're doing. Hopefully it's not taken with the state. Yeah, if it's taken with the state, you're going to have to utilize another name.
Is it okay to have more than one LLC?
Girl, that was the $1 million question. Yes, ma'am, it is.
For properties or things like that, just so you can be protected?
The more the merrier. The more the merrier. You just make sure you pay taxes on all of them.
But you only get one EIN, correct? Or you get more?
If your business has multiple titles, you need multiple EINs.
It's best to separate them though, right?
It is best to separate.
But it has to be on different names or whatever.
You can do, okay, I don't want to get too deep into what Harvey's mentorship program is. So, I will say that you can have multiple EINs. You can have multiple LLCs. You just need to make sure that you are paying taxes on each one of them. Even if you are filing for a loss, because when Kwame starts teaching you about the business the business credit, all of that stuff will start to kiss. Those things will start to mirror. You'll understand why I'm saying that you need to make sure you pay your taxes on your business, and so forth. Okay?
So the way mine is set up, it's a LLC, I actually did the LLC, and it has other things like umbrella. Is that not correct?
It's not ideal.
That's right, that's the way I was told to do it.
It's not ideal. Because you have multiple companies, and you can have multiple LLCs. You see what I'm saying? So when you get a chance, you want to branch those out and make them different LLCs that you can utilize to your advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean,
that is the, that is the conclusion of the business portion that I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, not, no, it's not. So when you get your EIN number, you're going to need to go to the bank and set up a business banking account. You need to take with you your EIN number, and you need to take with you your license from the state of North Carolina to get your business to get a bank account in your business. Okay? And it's best to establish a bank account for your business. And again, you'll learn the reasoning behind that a little later on. So I don't want to overload you tonight, and I want to stick within the parameters of my presentation. I don't want to step on anybody's toes because I know Kwame has something really good planned for you guys. So, all right, so we're going to talk about credit. Does everybody in here know what your credit score is currently? Okay. It's important that you know what your credit score is. Okay? One of the things when Amber gave her testimony about how she saw credit, it is so ideal for how so many of us look at credit. We want to everything that we want to accomplish starts with our mind, right? So if you tell yourself that your credit is not important, you'll piss through excuse the expression, but you'll piss through your credit score, and you'll end up in a situation where you'll get to a place of age and maturity, and you'll be looking like, well, how did I get here? You know, you won't understand how you got to where you are. Most places will not approve you for anything without you having a decent credit score. Now, you can get a car with a 500 credit score, but your interest rate is going to be about 29 to 32%. So I'm not saying that you won't get the car, but I'm saying you're going to pay the price by the credit score that you have when you go to get the car. Okay? A decent score is, I would say about a 640. That's a decent score. Yeah, it's pretty decent. One of the things that society has beat us over the head with is that perfect 850. Yeah. 850 is excellent. It's excellent on paper, but you need to know what to do with it when you get it, right? You need to know how to turn that 850 into some properties. Yeah. So, I'm going to ask you a question. What do you consider generational wealth to mean to you? Anybody?
What I consider generational wealth is something that I'm passing on from me to my children, and something like, let's say, properties that I have, and I can pass it down to them, and then they can pass it down to their children, and just grow that wealth.
Okay. Anybody else? Well, I want to give you what I consider to be generational wealth. The number one goal of generational wealth is not money. It's never money. And it's not necessarily having a bunch of stuff. generational wealth really is. So you need to start building on what was left, the legacy. The legacy doesn't stop with just having. It begins with having, and it doesn't end until you're free. The next thing that I wanted to tell you is there are 9 things that keep us from being wealthy. 9 things. Complaining, having a limited belief system. That was number 2. Number 3 is blaming others. Number 4 is negative self-talk. Number 5 is dwelling on the past. Number 6 is having a resistance to change. This is a biggie. It's a biggie for our culture. Number 7, the need to impress other people. Again, the need to impress other people. Number 8, the need to always be right. I'm going to park right here and I'm going to share something with you. I'm 54 years old. Kwame is 31. Kwame has taught me so much in the last 6 weeks than I've learned in my entire life. That is my mentor. One of the things that I encourage you to do is to invest in yourself. You cannot accomplish much by yourself, but when you have someone that is pushing you and promoting you and encouraging you, you will be able to conquer things that you've never known that you were able to conquer. And number 9, the need for other people's approval. As you journey from this night forward for the next 3, for the rest of the weeks of this mentorship, I want to encourage you to hold close your dreams and your desires. Don't share them with people. People will talk you out of doing things and turn around and do what you told them that you wanted to do. So remember that. The next thing we're going to talk about is how we're going to help you to break the generational curse that so many of us were raised under. And it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. It was just that our parents didn't know how to teach us how to repair our credit or what the importance of having good credit looked like. So we're going to talk about that tonight.
Can I ask one question?
Sure.
Is this being recorded? Because I want my son. He may come over. He said he might come over, but I thought I didn't hear this stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, what do you consider to be a credit report? Does anyone know what a credit report is? credit reporting companies. However, there are only 3 major companies: TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And it's important that you understand that although there are 3 major companies, they all do not have the same information. Okay? Not every company reports to all 3. And not every company pulls from all 3. Some companies do, some companies don't. So I want to talk a little bit about what my services is capable of doing for you. I am able to remove collection items. You never want to pay a collection item. You never want to contact the company to pay a collection item, because a collection item can only stay on your credit for 7 years. Every time you contact the credit company, it regenerates your value. So if you call them today, the item will be on your credit until 2029. So it starts the calendar all over again.
Who they contact you?
You don't talk to them. You don't. So what I mean by that is if they contact you, you do not give them any information. Don't validate any information for them. If they call you and they ask you, because most of them call you and they call you by your first name. Hello, Teresa. Well, I know they're not calling for me when they call me Teresa, because my name is spelled Teresa, but it's pronounced Teresa. So anytime they call and they start talking to you like your friends, and then they say, well, this is Teresa, and I'm calling from XYZ company. And you're like, okay, am I supposed to know you? And then they'll say, well, we have a file here in our office with your, that belongs to you, and we want to see if you can we can make some kind of arrangements to pay this off. I never dealt with them. And the reason I say you never dealt with them, you tell them you've never dealt with them, because whether you know it or not, a charge-off and a collection has already been paid for by the insurance that the company has. They already got paid.
They sold it.
They sold it. So you don't want to have those intimate discussions with them, okay? So collections are able to be removed. Inquiries are able to be removed. Inquiries, like when you apply for stuff, I'm able to remove them. I want to caution you that you do not want to have more than 7 inquiries on your file. it gets closed, then we can remove that. You'll get a fresh start. Okay?